Bam. My peoples. My peoples. Check it, man. Olympic boxing will go down in 2028 in the LA Games. Super excited about that. Happy. Can't wait. However, the question is going to linger up until then for a few years. Think about it. We're 3 years away. Are transgender boxers going to be allowed to compete? Remember, we have a very famous transgender who notoriously walked out of the 2024 games with a gold medal. And, that was very controversial. Very controversial because, a lot of people are split about what should have happened. Should a transgender athlete be allowed to compete? This boxer competed versus women. And you have to take into consideration there's women all over the world competing against other women. But what happens when you finally earn a spot to go to the Olympics, represent your country, and you have to face a transgender woman? Somebody who was born a man and transitioned to a woman. Is it fair? Should it be allowed to happen? Well, in my opinion, it should not. In my opinion, a transgender boxer, and not just a boxer, in any combat sport, transgenders should not be allowed to compete versus natural born women. It's not fair. I don't see it like that. Having said that, keep in mind that these next Olympic Games are going to be held in Los Angeles, USA. Donald Trump has been very specific about not allowing transgenders to compete versus women. So we have to see how this is going to play out. Isidro Segura Hernandez, hi. What's up, brother? Talking about the Olympics. Love more Hinduism. Put him to fight. Bam. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. We have to see how is it really going to play out in the 2028 games. I've seen a few people that's supporting this dude fighting against women. I've seen people, there's a lot of controversy behind this boxer. Isidro Segura Hernandez, I like this and I sup. Appreciate you, my brother. Real talk. I promise you're going to enjoy Box Hunter. This is, the best boxing content you're going to find is right here. I promise you. Once we're done with this live, check out the videos and you see what I'm talking about. I appreciate you, my brother. Salute. Daku, hi. What's good, Daku07? So, here it is, my people. The 2028 games will be held in Los Angeles in the USA. And this boxer right here, Ben Seen from Turkey. What's good, my brother? This boxer right here, what's the deal, Ratch? Is going to be looking to compete in the games. And they already asked him about Donald Trump. And he brushed it off and said, nah, I'm going to go there to defend my gold medal. Having said that, Donald Trump is not having it. So I'm guessing they're going to reject him. And he's probably going to go to court to try to overturn that decision and compete in the game versus women. William Allen, I'm finna become the trans Gervonta Davis. You see what I'm saying? Yo, dudes can decide to become a trans so they can fight women. That's crazy. Isidro Segura, why? Daku, bro, do 10 push-ups for $100. Nah, this is not a contest, my guy. I could do 10 push-ups, but this ain't a contest. So the magic question is this athlete going to be successful as far as being allowed to competing in the 2028 games, or will they block him? It's a very interesting situation because I think a lot of us feel like it shouldn't be allowed, but it happened in the 2024 Olympics. And like I said before, you have You have these young ladies, women from all over the world who win their tournaments, who become the best in their country, who go represent their country in the Olympics, and then they have to compete versus a trans boxer. I mean, I think that's crazy. Am I wilding out for that? Isn't that crazy that, as a female, you competed against females, you competed against women in your own country, and then when you're finally gonna represent your country, you have to fight this boxer? I think that's crazy, bro. I think that's crazy. Ozzy, I look everywhere, can't find where it says she's biologically a man. Ozzy, you've been arguing you've been arguing for him since this morning. I'm gonna have to find. Oh, look, let me help you. Go look at the report that Oscar De La Hoya actually found a report to confirm that for you. Because you kind of been against that. You've been pushing back like, nah, it's a woman, it's a woman. Look at the report. Google it just like that. Oscar De La Hoya talks about trans boxer. Google it like that and you'll see it. But you've been fighting for this dude real hard, bro. William Adam Davis does move funny. Christian, hey man, who is the GOAT to ever do it for you? That's got to be between Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather. I'm going to search that, bro. Haha. Yeah, look it up, my brother. Ozzy, I just think that if she is truly a girl, is that she ain't truly a girl. That's a dude. That's the reason why it's a trans boxer. That right there tells us. When they say trans boxer, you should have already known. William Allen. She or he got a wee-wee? So that's a great question. And here is where they found a gray area for him. Supposedly, he was born with a penis and a vagina. With both. That's simply a deformity. That doesn't mean that you're a woman. Or it doesn't prove that you're a man. True. But the real magic question is, does this person produce sperm, or do they have a uterus and they could get pregnant? That's the real person. That's the real question. And guess what? This person cannot get pregnant. This person produces sperm. That's a man. Simple as that. Ozzy, her levels of testosterone are elevated. So even if she's a woman, she's taking drugs. I don't know, Ozzy. You see, you keep saying her levels and she's a woman, and it's like you want her to be a woman. She's not, bro. She a dude. The levels of testosterone don't say nothing because you can take drugs to make that happen. Ratch, morphodite. I think it's hermaphrodite, something like that. Something like that, yeah. So, but again, it's all about the reproductive system. Your reproductive system says without a shred of doubt what you are. Whether you have a uterus and you could get pregnant, or if you produce sperm and you can get a woman pregnant. That's it right there. Very simple. Very, very simple to determine that. And again, you could, come on, man. You can look at her face, man. That's a dude. Ozzy, I just want fairness. Okay, I agree with you, my brother. I want fairness too. That's why I don't want trans competing versus women. Because you keep saying she's a woman, but come on, bro, she's a trans woman. She's always been labeled a trans woman. And in fact, there's never been a time where she dismissed being a trans woman. If you want to call her she, let's call her she, but she acknowledges to be a trans woman. What does trans mean? Right there, they're telling us that that she was born a male and transitioned into a woman. Did whatever process was necessary to be a woman. Yeah, that woman that she beat said she never felt power like that before. You see? Not just that, there's been multiple women who got beat up by her and were like, yo, I was getting hit by a man. I ain't never been hit like that. Come on now. It's simple to see it. Ratch, Trans got an upper hand against women. I mean, yo, Fams competed in the Olympics and walked out of there with a gold. It should be very simple. And you know what? I'm glad that Donald Trump has taken the stance that he did in the U.S. and he's saying, nope, trans are not going to compete versus women, period. This situation, I'm telling y'all right now, and y'all going to see that I am Jay Stradamus. This situation right here is going to end up in court. They're going to go to court. They're going to end up in a courtroom. Why? Because in the U.S., they're going to block this dude from competing versus the women. And he's going to go to court to try to have that overturned. And we're going to see a court battle. And because it's going down in the U.S., I believe that they are going to be able to block him or her from competing in the Olympics. And I'm crystal clear, my peoples. I don't have a problem with the transgender community at all. I believe that everyone should be allowed to live their life as they want to live it. But what I don't believe is that trans athletes should be allowed to compete versus someone who was born the opposite sex. I'm not rocking with that. Ratch, trans got upper hand. That's facts. If you're born a male, you're going to be stronger. Your bones are going to be stronger. El fantasma de Geraldo Ledén. We here. Bendiciones, mi hermano. What's the deal, my G? So, El Fantasma, what do you think about the situation with the 2028 Olympics and the trans boxers? Should trans boxers be allowed to compete versus women? Ratch, I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah, my brother, you know, I don't have a problem with the trans community. I'm cool. I don't have a problem with anybody in the LGBTQ and all the other stuff. I think people should be allowed to live the way they want to live. That doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. But competing in a combat sport versus women, hell no. I'm not with it. Shrey Sharma, you want to box me, uncle? Nah, I don't want to box you, bro. I don't want to box nobody. So, but like I said, there's two solutions to this situation. And here are the solutions. Number one, if you was born a male and you transition into a woman, cool. But you got to box with male. You got to box with man. Look, if this person want to compete, go box with men. I don't have a problem with that. If you want to box with men, I have no problem with it. But if that cannot be done, if you don't want to fight with men, here's another one. Make it to the point where trans boxers can compete with other trans boxers. Make a trans boxing division. That way y'all can fight each other. Y'all was both born a man. Y'all both feel like a woman. Fight each other. Simple as that. As simple as that. It's not about not wanting you to compete. It's about wanting you to compete with somebody who's at your level physically. And that's going to be men who are at your level and other trans boxers who were also born a man just like you. Come on now. It's very. I think there's two different things that they could do with trans athletes. Compete with men or compete versus each other. Do not compete with women. Allow women to compete versus other women. And like I said, my peoples, you know, sometimes, and I get a lot of flack, you know, like I'm the bad guy. Somebody told me, nah, you hating on trans and you transphobic. Not wanting trans women to compete versus real women, that makes me transphobic? Come on, bro. That's crazy. John Parham, salute. What's the deal, my brother? Happy to have you on. This whole situation, man, the 2028 Olympics, what's going to happen with the trans boxers? What's going to happen with Buddy over here, who already said that he don't care about what Donald Trump thinks? He's going to go to LA to defend his gold medal. Is that actually going to happen? I already believe this whole situation is going to end up in court. Why? Because in the U.S., they already made their stance clear about trans women boxing versus natural born women or real women. So they're going to block him. And I believe that he's going to take it to court and try to get that overturned. Now, is he going to be successful? I don't know. I don't know, but I just have a feeling that this is going to, look, I promise you that this is going to become a huge topic of conversation. This live right here is going to be a receipt so that everybody can see that I was talking about it as soon as boxing was announced as a sport that will be part of the 2028 Olympics. I brought this subject up. A lot of people, y'all not going to see a lot of people talking about it. People not going to be paying it real mind. But as we get closer to the Olympics, when this shit end up in a courtroom, everybody's going to be talking about it. And y'all going to remember, yeah, yo, Jay told us, yo, from the moment the Olympics was announced that boxing was going to be on there, Jay was talking about it. Watch. Watch. Shrey Sharma, bro, you look like LeVar Ball with a beard. My God. First, you asked me if I want to box. Now you're talking about LeVar Ball. Do you want to talk about boxing, bro? Talk to me about boxing, my G. But again, my peoples, you know, how is this even going to play out? It's going to end up in a courtroom. That's my position on that. I'm predicting it. Raj, I say if trans really want to box, fight another man. It's equal. That's one of the solutions I gave out. Zaya Kalim, there are only two genders. There is no in between. Khabib, that's from Khabib. Do you think Khalif is a female or a transgender? That's a great question, my brother. That's a great question. Shrey Sharma, I love and respect you, bro. Appreciate you, my brother. Now, do I think that he's a trans or a female? There's been a lot of speculation about that. You know, first we thought it was a trans, then they told us, no, it's a real female. I made a video saying, oh, that's a female, but then they went back on that. And after doing a lot of research and seeing a lot of stuff that's out there, I think that he is a trans. Or she is a trans, if I want to be politically correct. I do believe that. I remember Oscar De La Hoya was the one who put out some type of report saying that this person was in fact born a male. And they found a gray area because apparently this person was born with both sexes, with a penis and a vagina, right? So how do you determine male or female when somebody has both things down there? Well, it's very simple. All you have to do is look at, does this athlete produce sperm like a man, or do they have a uterus like a woman and they could get pregnant? Which one of the two? Which one of the two? And based on that, it's a dude. It's a man. That's it. That's it. Shrey Sharma, bro, she got a 9-inch Glock hanging in the shorts for show. That's a dude. That's a dude, my people. Dungeon Master, my Uncle Billy owns a cotton field in Arizona, and he's looking for some workers. You look fit. Oh, my God, yo. He wanted to come in and show out. All right, goofball. Good to have you on, though. Shrey Sharma, you too, my guy, Ratch. Ratch, Oscar dresses in fishnets. He fought men. You see? Oscar De La Hoya fought men. Well, to be fair, he's not a trans. He was just on drugs and acting too crazy. He got a little too crazy. But come on, man. I'm not with it, my people. Like, there is nothing anybody can say to convince me that a trans athlete should be fighting women. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. I don't. And like I said, Donald Trump already made it clear. He already said, hey, trans do not get to compete versus women. We're not having that. We're protecting the women. You damn right, protect the women, yo. Real talk. Real talk. Rash, Oscar is one of my favorites. His style was the best. Yo, Oscar, man, he gets a lot of disrespect for the fishnets. He earned it. He put himself in that position for people to joke about it. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya's boxing career, you can't question it. One of the best to do it. Oscar De La Hoya is an all-time great. If you watch them fight, you know what I'm talking about. He was that dude. You know, multi-division champion, unified champion, and about all the smoke. Oscar was literally down to fight everybody and anybody. Shay Sharma, bro, why does Floyd get all the hate? I mean, I think Floyd is just like all the all-time greats. If you think about the all-time greats, you could go all the way back to Muhammad Ali. You could look at Sugar Ray Leonard. You could look at right now Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. If you look at all the great fighters, they always got a lot of hate, a lot of haters. It's just that Floyd is the most famous one. He's the most famous boxer of all time. Maybe you could argue about Muhammad Ali, but Floyd is that guy. So he's going to get a lot of hate, just like other great boxers. MP, a good woman can beat some men. A good man can beat all women. That's a fact. That's a fact. In a combat sport, and it's gonna be hard for even a good woman to beat average men. It's gonna be real hard because of the strength factor. Trey Sharma, thoughts on Bivol? He a legend too. Bivol, he's gonna retire and be a legend. Not yet. You know, he's still active, but he will be. He's already got some noteworthy wins. He's the first guy to beat Beterbiev. So Bivol's the truth. He's for real. I got him. To me, he's top 4 pound for pound right now. Ratch, I think Floyd is hated because he's always saying he's the best. Ali only said he's the great to sell the fight. I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons, Floyd is hated. Like, one of the reasons that he's also hated is because how he's always putting his wealth in people's face. He's always, Floyd won't hesitate to say, I got more money than you. I got a better watch than you. I got more cars than you. He'll randomly bring up how much money he has. And that rubs people the wrong way as well. So there's things that Floyd does that people don't like about him, but that's not going to affect what he was able to do in the ring and his accomplishments. So whether you like him or not, his accomplishments are there. Viz, hey brother, good to hear and see you. Much love from Australia. What's the deal, Biz? Appreciate you coming through, and you already know what it is, man. Much love to you and everyone in Australia. So I think that there's a reason why. Oh, now, to a quick change of subject, did y'all see the situation with Adrian Broner? So the FBI exposed that Adrian Broner scammed a bunch of NBA players out of over like $6 million with fixed dice games. Fucking AB, yo. Raj, Floyd is definitely one of the greats. Facts. Facts. So what y'all think about that, man? AB was scamming people. Shay Sharma, bro, who comes out of locker room, Tyson or John Jones, and why? I don't know. That's hard to answer. Tyson is already old. Tyson is too old already. So Tyson is getting pummeled, beat up. He's an old man. Tyson is almost 60 years old, my guy. But again, man, when it comes to this, and I tell you what, my people, to me, the Olympics is very, very important. One, think about the all-time greats. I want you to think about it. Muhammad Ali was an Olympic gold medalist. George Foreman was an Olympic gold medalist. Marvin Hagler, I believe he was an Olympic gold medalist. Sugar Ray Leonard was an Olympic gold medalist. Oscar De La Hoya was an Olympic gold medalist. Floyd Mayweather was an Olympic silver medalist. Roy Jones Jr. was an Olympic silver medalist. He got robbed, and then eventually they gave him his gold. Evander Holyfield was an Olympic gold medalist. Lennox Lewis was an Olympic gold medalist. So what I'm trying to say here is, a lot of the greatest fighters to ever do it went to the Olympics, competed at the biggest stage in the amateurs, and they brought home a gold, a silver, maybe even a bronze. But the Olympics is important because that's where you get to display those skills at a world stage at the highest level. It's every 4 years. There's people that's for 4 years getting ready to go over there. And then only a few out of all those athletes that go there are going to come back with a medal, any type of medal. So when you see, that's why you see a lot of boxers, professionals, who have success, and then when you go back, oh, wait a minute, he competed in the Olympics. Look at Shakur Stevenson, an Olympic medalist. He brought home the silver. Look at Vasyl Lomachenko, an Olympic gold medalist multiple times. Look at Clarissa Shields, Olympic gold medalist multiple times. So the Olympics show you the pedigree of a boxer. MP, Floyd definitely giving back to the community with all his prosperity in NY. Ratch, Mexico trying to get the amateur better. They don't have good amateurs. GR Hector, good night from Poland, bro. What's the deal, my brother? Poland is in the building. Appreciate you dropping in, my brother. When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, he's done a lot. Floyd Mayweather's done a lot for a lot of people. He's been doing it. It's just that he has a personality that a lot of people don't like. And I'll give you an example. There's some countries around the world where flaunting your wealth is frowned upon. So people don't talk about it. They have money, they enjoy their money, but they're not like, and I could tell you, my peoples, because I've been around a lot of different cultures. This is mostly the American culture that likes to flaunt their wealth. Oh, look at my chain, look at my chain. Look at the stacks of money that I got. Look at all my money. Look at my cars, look at my cars. Like, that's more of an American thing. Around the world, there's people that have mad money and they don't flaunt it. They don't show it. They're not constantly on social media saying, look what I got, look what I got. So that American culture, it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I grew up in the USA, so it don't bother me at all. You want to flaunt your shit? Do you, my guy. But when you come from a different culture where they don't do that, where that's actually frowned upon, they're not going to like you. They're going to be like, yo, what the hell is this guy doing? Who do you think you are? We don't care what you got. Enjoy it. You don't need to show it to me every day. Because I'm trying to tell you, there was a point in time where every single thing that Floyd Mayweather posted was about either the chains he was wearing, the diamonds, how much the clothes cost, look at my bags, look at my cars. Every single post was about that. So if you're from a different culture where they don't do that, that's going to come off in a negative way. People are not going to like that. So I also understand that perspective of, man, who the fuck this guy think he is? I don't care about all that shit that you got. Because I tell you what, if I get to a point where I could have a car collection, right? You're not going to see my car collection. I'm not going to be showing you, yo, look at my cars, look at my cars. Nah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to get in and I'm going to go for a ride. Wherever I got to go, I'm going to be riding my cars. But I'm not going to be posting about them shits every day. If I got a chain collection, a watch collection, I'm not going to be posting about it every day. But I would say that's an American culture kind of thing, where people want to show you, look what I got. I don't knock it. Shrey Sharma, he's just cringe, but talks money when it comes to boxing. Bro, ever heard of boxer from India? I don't know how to pronounce that name, my brother, but I haven't heard. The last name looks familiar, but honestly, that's not somebody that I'm familiar with. But again, I think it's just a culture thing, because some people find it cool. Some people like it, showing the money, holding the money up and all that stuff. Some people find it cool. So I don't knock people who do it. Bro, you forgot picking some baddies in those cars. Nah, I can't do it. I'm a married man, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't picking up nobody in my cars. I'm going to be riding with my shorty and with my son. But again, like I said, it's something that is related to culture. In some cultures, they like to floss. They like to show, look what I got. And in others, they don't. They just, they got it like that, but they don't really show it like that. They don't talk about it. Love more Hinduism. Who fought on Tyson Paul undercard? That was the ladies. That was these girls that got the highest number or whatever. The girl from Puerto Rico, her name slipping my mind right now, and Katie Taylor. So my peoples, talk to me about like up my peoples. Yeah, appreciate it, John Parham. Let's hit that like button, my peoples. Look out for me. We talking about Olympic boxing, and yeah, my bad, yo. That's disrespectful for me to say her name slipped my mind. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, and that was a heck of a fight, man. That was a heck of. Them two ladies went to war. Now there was a little back and forth. There was a little back and forth when it comes to, you know, how many views they got with Clarissa Shields. I remember that Amanda Serrano was like, nah, I got more views. And it's like, I don't think it's fair to compare those views simply because I appreciate you, John Parham. Yeah. I don't really, we got to understand Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, they was the undercard to Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. So we know that the overwhelming majority of people who went to that event to watch it live went for Mike Tyson and Paul. The overwhelming amount of people who watched the event watched because of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. So it's not really fair to attribute those numbers to Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor when they was the co-main event. That's never ever, if we think back, that's never ever been happened before. Every time we talk about numbers, we attribute those numbers to the main event. We never say, well, the co-main event brought in some of those views and brought in some of those seats. That's just not the way it goes down. So I really, I understand that Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, they're both stars. They both got a certain level of fame. But if you're the co-main event, I believe you don't get to claim those numbers. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul made those numbers what they were. They should be attributed to them. So I didn't think it was fair that they was trying to say, oh, Amanda and Katie got the most views ever in women's boxing. Like, bro, we all know who people was there to watch. Rach, be right back. My baby's mama is here. Time to hide. Take care of business, my brother. So, again, my peoples, we got the 2028 Olympics coming up. And, it's 3 years away. I know that right now a lot of people not talking about it. But what is going to happen with trans boxers who want to compete versus women? It's going to be a very sticky situation simply because the 2028 games are going to take place in Los Angeles. The USA already took a stance. And let me not generalize because I'm pretty sure there's people in the US that are going to support the trans athletes competing on there and all that. But the president of the country, Donald Trump, already took a stance. He's already made movements with regards to that subject and especially pointed out that trans will not be allowed to compete versus women. So even though right now this is not a big topic of conversation, but I'm bringing it up because I know we're going to get to a point where everybody's going to be talking about it. I promise you. I promise you. When this fighter gets blocked, from competing in the U.S., I promise you, he or she is not going to just lay down and say, okay, I'm not going to compete in the Olympics. This trans athlete already made it clear that his or her plans are to defend his gold medal at the 2028 games. So if Donald Trump's administration blocks him, which that's what I'm expecting to happen, this is going to end up in a courtroom. This video is going to be a receipt to show you that I knew it was going to happen like that. This situation is going to end up in a courtroom. And the moment that he tries to compete and they block him, every single boxing page on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and everywhere else is going to be talking about it. I promise you, this is going to be the topic of conversation because, the world is going to be split. There's going to be people that will support it and say, hey, you got to allow her to compete. She's a woman. And then there's going to be people say, nah, she's a trans woman, and trans women should not compete versus natural born women, at least in combat sports, which I happen to agree with that. I agree with that. And I always reiterate, I have no problem, with transgenders. I have no problem with anyone in the LGBTQ plus community. No issue whatsoever. Everyone should be allowed to live their life as they wish. As long as you don't get in the way of other people doing what they want to do, it don't bother me. If you want to be a trans woman, that doesn't bother me at all. Do whatever you want to do. Dress how you want to dress. But it does bother me if a trans woman wants to compete versus a natural born woman. That bothers me. At that point, look, I'll tell you what. If this person was anywhere at a store, at a supermarket, anywhere, and she wants to be seen as a woman, I don't have a problem with it. But as soon as you try to compete in a combat sport versus women, now I see you like a dude. Now, to me, you're a man trying to compete versus women because that's what you were born. So that's why I keep saying, my peoples, I see two solutions to that situation. Number one, trans women need to compete versus men because you were born a man. You can't compete versus men. Okay, then they should make a trans boxing league. Love more Hinduism. She can be a frying pan. I'm trying to tell you. If you want to be a frying pan, if you want to be a bag of Doritos, whatever you want to be, I don't have a problem with it. But you're not going to compete versus women just because you feel like you're a bag of Doritos. You're going to compete versus people who are born the same sex as you. That's the most fair thing, the most logical thing possible. And of course, compete versus other trans. That's also fair. Make a trans boxing league. I think, and I've been saying this, I know that sounds crazy, but I've been saying this. They should make a trans boxing league or a trans boxing category. Whereas men versus men, women versus women, and trans versus trans. It don't get more fair than that. Now we're both trans. We was both born a dude. We feel like women, and we could fight each other. No problem with that whatsoever. My peoples, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. But what y'all think, man? What do you guys think about the whole situation? Should trans women be allowed to compete versus natural born women? And by the way, I wanted to talk about the whole situation. We have a card coming up this Saturday. I feel like it's not getting as much attention as it should. But it's a very, very good fight. And I'm going to be, by the way, this Saturday, my peoples, I don't want to forget to tell y'all, this Saturday, I'm actually going to be calling these fights live. So tap in with me, because most of you never see me calling a fight. You don't know, you never seen how I do my commentary. So I'm asking you, tap in with me so y'all can see how I really get it popping out there. Look at this fight. Scott Nicholson versus Tiara Brown. That's this Saturday. That is this Saturday. They're going to be the co-main event to George Kambosos. I think, Kambosos has a new opponent. I forgot the guy's name. But this fight, I've been looking forward to it, my peoples. I've been looking forward to this fight before it was even announced. Let me put it to you like this. You know what? Scott Nicholson is the truth. She can box. She can box. She got real good footwork, real sharp with them hands, real good movement. She a boxer. She's a pure boxer. And then you got Tiara Brown, who puts that pressure on, who's a power puncher, who has a high knockout percentage. So this is the classic matchup of the boxer versus the puncher. This is going to be a heck of a fight, my peoples. So, if you're not into women's boxing, I promise you, this is a fight that you don't want to miss. This is going to be a good one. The Mexican G. Órale, carnal. What's the deal, my guy? Dime a ver el vato loco. Check this out, my peoples. Don't miss this fight on Saturday. And like I told you, I'm going to be calling it live. And by the way, this fight is happening in Australia. So make sure that you check out the time, because you know in Australia they're on a different time. So while normally we start watching the fights at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern time, when it's in Australia, the time is different for us. It could be 4 in the afternoon Eastern time, 3. So make sure you check what time is it going to be wherever you're at so you don't miss this fight. I promise you. This one right here is going to be explosive. Explosive. The Mexican G, Ebony Bridges, is my favorite female fighter. Now, is she a favorite female fighter because what she does in the ring or because how she look? Keep it real. But, listen, Sky Nicholson versus Tiara Brown. I love this fight. Look, even before they announced it, when Tiara Brown kept calling her out, I wanted this fight badly. This is a classic fight. Like I said, the boxer versus the puncher. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I feel like Tiara Brown is going to win this fight. Sky Nicholson is a very good boxer, a slick fighter, great ring IQ, great footwork, movement, got a great jab. But I feel like Tiara Brown has that style to beat her. You know, very aggressive, let her hands go, power puncher. I know she's going to be chasing her around because Sky's going to be using that footwork. And I feel like this is going to be... And by the way, Tiara Brown is 36 years old, my peoples. 36 years old, undefeated, and she's been trying to get a title shot. But none of the champions wanted to fight her. Been trying to get a title shot. And she finally got it. That's part of the reason why I feel like she's going to win this fight. Like, that opportunity that has eluded her for years, she's finally going to get it. And I feel like her style is there for her to beat Sky Nicholson. However, I'm going to say this right now, and I posted a video about it. For Tiara Brown to beat Sky Nicholson, she's either going to have to stop her or she's going to have to beat her in very convincing fashion. Very convincingly. Why? This fight is going down in Australia. First of all, we already know you got to take it from the champion. You got to take it from him. And second, taking into account that it's going to be in Australia, Tiara's not going to get a decision if it's close. If it's a split decision, it's going to go in Sky's favor. If it's close, it's going to go in Sky's favor. So she got to win in very convincing fashion or stop her to make it happen in Australia. And I believe that, you know, as much time as she's been waiting for this fight, she's been calling for this fight, I believe she's going to make it happen. That's my take when it comes to that fight, my peoples. Love more Hinduism. That happens to good fighters. Look at what happened to Andrade. Yo, Boo Boo, man, he waited a long time. A long time to get that fight. And, well, he had bad luck. Look who he got it against. The Mexican Monster. He ended up moving up, debuting in the division versus the Mexican Monster, and he got beat pretty bad. He had a few good rounds in the beginning, but ultimately the Mexican Monster did what he does. John Parham, she wants that smoke. That's facts. This girl has been calling for Sky Nicholson for a while. She's finally getting her. And I appreciate the fact that even though she took a long time to get her shot, she finally got it. And that's why I believe, yo, this girl is super hungry. She's super hungry, and she's there to fight. She went to Australia with that fighter mentality, like, I'm going to beat her ass. And I believe she knows. I believe she knows that you're not going to be able to edge out a split decision if it's a close fight. She has to dominate. I believe she knows. John Parham, she's locked the fuck in. That's facts. And you see it every time they come face to face. You see it. You see how she get in Sky's face and she tell her, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna break you down. She lets her know. And Sky Nicholson's like, Euro talk, Euro talk. And already Sky Nicholson threw the line, the famous line, who she beat. Who she beat. She didn't beat nobody. You see? That's the biggest motivation. When nobody want to fight you, and then they say who you be. Well, nobody want to fight you, but y'all going to find out. Y'all going to find out on Saturday. So I believe that Tiara Brown, this is going to be her moment. Finally get that opportunity, and she's going to beat Sky Nicholson. She's going to be the first one to hand her a loss. I truly believe that. And you know what? Even if Sky takes a loss, she's still a great boxer, and I believe she's going to keep accomplishing after that. She'll win a title again after that and do big things anyways. But I think it's going to be Tiara Brown's night on Saturday. Love More Hinduism. The Mexican Monster versus Prime Triple G. Whoa. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say when it comes to that. I think maybe the Mexican Monster, because he'll have the edge in height and reach. So maybe the Mexican Monster, but Prime Triple G, damn. You know what? I would say that's a 50-50 fight. To keep it 100, I would say that's a 50-50 fight. Because Prime Triple G was just crazy. Was just a wrecking machine. He was just dangerous. And he was out there to inflict bodily harm with the left and the right. But so is the Mexican Monster. So it's hard. Honestly, it's real hard to even... This is the first time where somebody makes a comparison between those two. I had never thought about it. Woo! Hard to say, my brother. That would have been an explosive showdown. And the Mexican Monster versus Triple G, that's the type of fight. A fight would have broke out in the first round. It wasn't going to be a lot of studying and a lot of jabbing and setting up. A fight was going to break out real fast. Real fast. So, my peoples, let me know, have y'all seen about the whole situation with Adrian Broner? Have y'all seen the situation with Adrian Broner? Apparently, AB was scamming NBA players and got them for about $6 million. Did you guys hear about that? AB the con artist, that's crazy. Hash Bass, Boo Boo ruined his opportunity when he was champion at 154 chasing Canelo and getting out the fight with Charlo and didn't focus on the fight that was in front of him. That's a fact. But in reality, he didn't get out of that fight with Charlo. They was just trying to underpay him, and he didn't take it. See, that's the thing. I believe sometimes you gotta take the lowball offer. You gotta take it, just so that you could get in the ring with that fighter and beat him if you think you can, and then you have some leverage. So they did try to lowball him, underpay him to fight Charlo, and he didn't go for it. But look what ended up happening. Inactivity, chasing Canelo, chasing a fight that he never got. Ultimately, he ended up moving up to fight Benavidez, and we saw how that played out. So I think Boo Boo, he should have took that lowball offer, and that would have gave him some leverage. Had he beat Charlo, that would have gave him some leverage to negotiate. But then again, we're not the ones getting in the ring to say, hey, you should have took that, you should have took that. At the end of the day, we can't really knock a fighter for not taking the offer, because they're the ones that are going to get in the ring. They're the ones that are going to eat those punches. So, if you can't knock somebody for wanting to get paid what they feel like they're worth. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like he should have fought Charlo, but I don't knock him for not taking the offer that they was giving him. Sometimes, boxing, we got to understand, man, boxing is a business, and fighters, they get put in a position sometimes where they have to say yes or no, and when they say no, we knock them for it. Oh, he should have took it. He should have took it. Look at the situation with Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. When Shakur didn't take that offer, which was a lowball offer, people started saying Shakur ducked. Oh, Shakur ducked. He ducked Devin. Meanwhile, this guy's enforcing his mandatory on Devin Haney. He made Devin Haney drop his belt and leave the whole division. Yet, a lot of people said Shakur ducked because he didn't take the offer. So we have to understand, when a fighter don't take an offer, it's up to them to take it because they're the ones that are going to climb in the ring. They're the ones that are going to take those punches. So I don't knock a fighter for not taking an offer. No fighter. Because only they know why they didn't take that offer. Now, if they offer you more money than what you ever been paid, now you're a duck. If they offer you a lot of money and you don't take it, now you're a duck. But, if they offer you an amount of money that you feel like is not worth it or it's not fair and you don't take it, I don't believe that you duck it. Like, look at Frank Martin. Look at the situation with Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson. Frank Martin dropped out of that fight. And a lot of people was calling him a duck, that he ducked Shakur. But we have to take into consideration that he didn't like the offer. It was a $1 million offer, and he was like, yo, that's not it. That's not it right there. Because a lot of times we don't even take this into consideration. When a fighter gets a $1 million purse, after the percentage that goes to the coach, to the promoter, for the training camp, and then the biggest chunk, Uncle Sam, those taxes, that $1 million will quickly turn into $450,000. That $1 million will turn into less than $500,000 before you know it. And then what? So we sitting out here thinking, he turned down $1 million. He turned down $1 million. Now he didn't turn down $1 million, bro. He turned down like 400,000. That's what he really turned down, because that's what was going to go to his pockets. So these purses, a lot of times, these purses are very deceptive, because they telling, it's a $5 million purse or a $2 million purse, but you don't understand how much money the boxer's actually going to get out of that purse. They're not going to get all that money. All that money is not going to go in their pockets. There's a shitload of money that's going to go elsewhere. So anytime a fighter rejects a purse or rejects a deal, we have to understand there's a reason why. Instead of saying, he duck, nah. Love more Hinduism. Boxing is a cruel when you ain't getting paid. You damn right, my brother. If you ain't getting that money like that, and you got to remember, with boxing, there ain't no pension plan. There ain't no life insurance. There ain't none of that shit. So when you get out the sport, you're going to have what you walked away with. If you never got paid like that, when you get out of boxing, you're going to be broken. Then what you going to do? You're going to have to go get a job. Imagine you spent 10, 15, 20 years fighting, taking punches to the head, taking punishment. And now you get out of that, you got to go get a job somewhere? That's crazy. And that happens. We have fighters who are, look at the guy who fought Shakur Stevenson. He was only 15-0, but he had his job as an electrician. People don't even realize how many fighters have to have a job because boxing doesn't pay them enough money to cover their life expenses. Hash Bass. Devin and Shakur always brag about their accolades, but Shakur didn't for Undisputed, and Frank Martin got Tank, and that's more money. That's true. Frank Martin got a fight with Tank, and he made more money. He dropped out of that fight with Shakur because he didn't feel like they was paying him enough. That's fair. I didn't see Frank Martin as a duck. I saw Frank Martin as someone that was like, this is not enough money. This is not a fair pay for me. And I'm going to fight the best. Shakur Stevenson is the best. So if somebody's going to fight the best, they want to get paid good money to do that. If you're going to fight Tank Davis, you got to get paid money. You got to get paid real good money to do that. You're fighting the best. But to be honest, I do want to see fighters rack up on those accolades. I do want to see them accomplish. If we look at Shakur Stevenson, at his age, he's one of the most accomplished young boxers. I mean, let me see. Let me clarify. Watch this. Let me clarify for you guys. Because I like to talk with factual information. Right now, Shakur Stevenson is 27 years old, my people. 27 years old. You think about that. At 20 years old, he's already been a champion in 3 divisions. 130, I'm sorry, 130, 135. Yep, 130, 135, and now at 140. He's a three division champion and a unified champion at 27 years old. He's putting together, while people say stuff like who he be, who he be, who he be, this guy's putting together a resume. This guy's putting together the accomplishments. He's young as hell. Meanwhile, Tank Davis is 30 years old. And what he got? You could say he's a three division champion, but we all know that 140 title was a Mickey Mouse belt, a secondary title that he picked up while Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion in that same division. That was a fake title. So we have to look at accomplishments. Love more Hinduism. Shakur will never sell, sadly. Nah, you're wrong about that, my brother. You're wrong. You're going to find out otherwise. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Because look at this. Look at this, Love More Hinduism. I want you to take this into consideration so you can see what I mean. A lot of people say, nah, Tank don't fight Shakur because Shakur don't sell. Right? When the hell did Frank Martin ever sell? When the hell did Pitbull Cruz ever sell? When the hell did any of the guys Tank Davis fight ever sell? None of them guys sell. None of them guys did pay-per-view before Tank Davis. Yet he fought them. But Shakur got to sell so he could fight him? That sounds like a duck excuse. Why you fought all these guys that don't sell, but you don't fight Shakur? So when you say Shakur never sell, that's a false narrative. You know why? That's what makes that a false narrative. All you have to do is look at who is the most watched fighter on ESPN. Who got the highest rating? Shakur Stevenson. Now you could say that was free. That was free. But look at all the stars who fight on ESPN. And Shakur gets the most rating. So what does that say? People want to see Shakur. A lot of people want to see him win. A lot of people want to see him lose. So when he get the right dance partner, he'll be on pay-per-view. And it is going to sell. Watch. When he gets on pay-per-view, like I'll give you an example. Shakur Stevenson gets on pay-per-view versus Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez. That shit is going to sell a lot. He's going to sell. But he gets a lot of hate because, again, the guy people want to see him lose. Hash Bass. Devin Haney is more accomplished. I mean, how, Devin Haney, let me see. Why do you feel he's more accomplished? Hash Bass, tell me. Because I'll tell you what. Devin Haney became undisputed at the 135 division. But how many champions did he beat to become undisputed? One. I think, and this is no knock. It's not Devin Haney's fault. But I think Devin Haney's the only boxer in history to become undisputed by beating one reigning champion. And that reigning champion was George Kambosos. George Kambosos, who's ever going to say he's one of the best in the division? Nobody. That's who he beat to become undisputed. And then he moved up and won his title in the 140 division. Legit. That was a legit title win. But that makes him a two-division champion. Shakur Stevenson is a three-division champion and a unified champion. That's what I said, Hash Bass. And a champion at 140. That's what I said. He beat one champion in the 135 division to become undisputed, and he beat a champion in the 140 division. Shakur Stevenson beat multiple champions as well. They're actually reigning champions. They both beat two. Shakur Stevenson beat two reigning champions, and Devin Haney beat two reigning champions. So what makes Devin Haney more accomplished? The simple fact that you could say, okay, he was undisputed, but he didn't fight champions. Who owns more belts? Let me see. I actually have to make a count because Shakur got a belt at 130, got two belts at 135, and doesn't he now have two belts at 140? Or does he got one belt at 140? I think he got one. I'm not sure. Ozzy, the thing that people don't realize, how dangerous Robson Conceição is and Oscar Valdez. It's not even that they don't realize it. It's that when you hate on a boxer, you always discredit their opponents. That's what people do. I've had people come up in this same live and tell me that Oscar Valdez is trash and Conceição is trash and Edwin De Los Santos is trash. Why? Because that's one of the main techniques used by haters. That's one of the Shakur. Oh no! I'm tripping. He's unified at 135. I'm tripping. He said, wait a minute. He said that he's willing to move up to fight Teofimo Lopez. I'm tripping on that. Shakur made them look easy. That's facts. Top-notch fighters. Made it look easy. Hashbash, Shakur isn't fighting at 140. Yeah, my bad, bro. You're right. I got confused because recently he said that he's willing to move up to fight Teofimo. LB Marshall, salute to Jay Smith, the future boxing channel. Let's go, Papa. Stop hating on Shakur, people. LB Marshall, appreciate you, my brother. You already know how it go, man. We got to 1,000 subscribers yesterday, and we headed to 2,000, and we headed for 1 million. 1 million. Ozzy, Navarrete, a good fighter. Navarrete, definitely a good fighter. And Shakur was trying to fight him, but he wasn't having it. They wasn't trying to let him fight Shakur. But Navarrete is definitely a good fighter. Definitely, I like his style. He's real awkward. He's one of the guys who sometimes his footwork is all over the place and he's still punching hard as hell. I don't even know how he does it. He looked real disorganized, but he just got his own style and he's real effective. Hash Bass, how is he unified at 135? I'm talking Shakur. Hold on, let me see. Let's see, because I could have sworn he had 2 belts. Hold on. I'm wilding out. One WBO for the I thought he had 2 of them titles. Oh, no, he has the WBC. You're right. He has the WBC. You're right, my brother. He has the WBC. Yeah, 135. We already know. Tank the Duck Davis is not trying to fight Shakur. And his fans got all the excuses in the world why he don't fight Shakur. Hash Bash, Shakur versus Tank, supposed to be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. That's why Shakur got to be a superstar. You see? There you have it. Hash Bass, you're giving the excuse to Tank to duck Shakur. There you have it. You're giving him the excuse. It's fans like you who Tank and say, oh, I don't got to fight him because he's not a big star. Oh, because it's supposed to be. Bro, Tank could fight Shakur next if he wanted to. But you're giving him the excuse not to. That's how crazy. Look, that's how crazy fans could be. You will give Tank Davis the excuse not to fight Shakur. You give him the excuse for him. Nah, Shakur got to be a big star because this is supposed to be a bigger fight. So I guess Tank don't got to fight him. What are you talking about? Bro, think about this, what I'm about to say for a second. We love boxing. We love to see the best fighting the best. I don't give a damn about nobody's star power. I want to see Shakur and Tank fight today. But you're scared of seeing Tank getting his ass whooped. So you're like, nah, Shakur's not a big enough star. He don't deserve that fight. What are you talking about, bro? So you don't want to see the best fight the best because this guy's not a star? Or is not as big of a star as you feel like he should be? Come on, bro. You're giving Tank Davis the excuse not to fight him. Come on, bro. Meanwhile, none of the guys that Tank Davis fought is big superstars. You okay with that? But Shakur got to be a big star to fight Tank. Come on, bro. Don't do it like that. Love more Hinduism. Lamont Roach ain't bigger than Stevenson. Facts. Lamont Roach is not a bigger star than Shakur. And he fought Tank and he's going to fight a rematch with him twice. But you see Tank Davis fans, That's their logic. They make up a real good excuse for Tank to duck him. Oh, Shakur's not a big enough star, so Tank don't gotta fight him. Meanwhile, Tank Davis fought people y'all never heard of until they got in the ring with Tank. Keep it real, Hash Bass. You ain't never heard of Pitbull before he fought Tank. After he fought Tank, that's when you heard of Pitbull, not before. And you was cool with that. Frank Martin is not a superstar. Lamar Roach is not a superstar. Come on, bro. But Shakur has to be a superstar to fight Tank. You know what I call that? Duck language. That's when you scared to see your man take a L. So you give him a good excuse to duck. Come on, man. Come on, man. William Allen, Shakur fighting gym teachers. Come on. All right, my brother. So I ask you the magic question, William Allen. This is only a simple question that you can answer for me. Have you seen any of the best fighters trying to make a fight with Shakur? Simple question. I just ask you to be honest and tell me, what fighter do you see trying to make a fight with Shakur? Because I would answer to you is Shakur's fighting the people who got the balls to fight him. That's what I would say. But you tell me, William Allen, who have you seen trying to fight Shakur? Hash Bash, Shakur came in the game to be the best and a superstar. He had all the hype behind him. Bro, what does being a superstar have anything to do with the fact that Tank Davis is not fighting superstars? Why does Shakur got to be a superstar to fight him? Why? Why are you changing the bar for Tank Davis opponents? You don't have a problem with him fighting non-superstars. Why does Shakur need to be a superstar to fight Tank? That doesn't even make no sense, my brother. William Allen, no, because Shakur not going to get them a payday. So, look, William Allen, how easy it is to completely debunk what you're saying. You trying to say that Tank Davis get a bigger payday by fighting Pitbull? Tank get a bigger payday by fighting Lamar Roach? Tank get a bigger payday by fighting Frank Martin? What are you talking about? None of these guys are bigger than Shakur. What are you talking about, bro? That Shakur is not going to give them a big payday. They're going to get a bigger payday with Shakur than with any other guys that they're facing. So what you're doing is you're making up an excuse so that they can duck Shakur. So how does Shakur fight the best with that mentality that you got? Oh, they're not going to get a payday. They're not going to get a payday. Come on. William Allen, Tank is the biggest draw in boxing right now. Okay, then. He's going to get a huge payday if he fights Shakur. You saying he's the biggest draw in boxing. Look at the numbers that he made with Ryan Garcia. He made less than half the pay-per-views in his last fight that he did with Ryan Garcia. He made less than half the pay-per-views with Frank Martin that he did with Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia never been on pay-per-view. So what you're not understanding, William Allen, is that you need a dance partner to make those numbers go up. You need a dance partner for that to happen. If Shakur Stevenson is your dance partner, them numbers is going to go up. But again, how is Shakur going to fight the best with that mentality that you got that he's not going to get them a payday? You're giving them an excuse not to fight Shakur, brother. Shouldn't we want them to fight Shakur? Listen to this. This is the thing about Tank Davis fans. This is the thing about Tank Davis fans. Y'all the only fan base that are worrying about money, my peoples. Tank Davis fans is the only fan base who's talking about star power and money. Every other fan is just saying make the big fights. The best fight the best. Tank fights Shakur. But Tank Davis fans, nah, Tank put butts in seeds. He's the bigger star, and Shakur should be a bigger star. Like, bro, do you want to see the biggest fights, or do you want to argue about money? You're not getting a paycheck, my guy. R30, what's the deal, my brother? William P, Hash Bass, y'all not getting a paycheck, B. Y'all not Tank Davis's agent or manager. Why y'all playing agents and managers to a fighter that's not going to give you a dime? Why you not demanding him to fight the best? Come on now. Come on. William Allen, is Rolly and Ryan not a superstar? Rolly's definitely not a superstar. Ryan is. That's one fighter. Tank is 30 years old. And you're giving him an excuse not to fight Shakur. So again, think about it, William Allen. You're saying that Shakur is fighting nobodies. But how is he going to fight the top guys if you're already giving the top guys an excuse not to fight him, bro? You're playing both sides of the argument. You're saying he's not fighting nobody, and then when I say, okay, then this guy should fight him. Nah, he don't got to fight him because he's not a star. He's not going to give him a payday. How you going to play both sides of the argument, my guy? How? You playing both sides of the argument. How does Shakur fight Tank when you sit here and say, nah, because Tank, he's not going to get him a payday? What are we doing? William Allen, did Floyd fight the best? That's an irrelevant question, man. Floyd beat the most champions in history. Who Tank beat? Look at the names that you brought up. Rolly and Ryan Garcia. Rolly wasn't a champion when he fought Tank, and Tank was his first title fight, and Ryan Garcia has never been a champion in his life. Look at the names that you brought up. Look how simple that is. You want to talk about the best? Floyd Mayweather fought the champions, fought the best. Not the same with Tank. He didn't. He hasn't. Come on now. Mr. Cayo. It's not about payday, in my opinion. Of course, Tank Davis been ducking Shakur because he know he's going to take that L. And then his fans give him an excuse to duck. Because they say Shakur ain't fought nobody. But then when you say, okay then, tell Tank to fight him. Nah, Tank don't got to fight him because, Tank, he's the big boy. He's the star. Like, bro, Tank Davis fans be acting like y'all Tank's manager and Tank's promoter and like y'all going to get money out of Tank. Meanwhile, the rest of the world, we're just worrying about the best fighting the best. While y'all looking for excuses for Tank not to fight him, while y'all arguing about money and pay-per-view numbers and who's the biggest star, I don't give a damn about none of that shit. I don't even understand why y'all be arguing about that. Come on now. William Allen, Shakur got to beat Ryan first before he fight a big dog. You see, William Allen, that's the problem. You are putting bars on Shakur that you didn't put on Tank Davis' opponents. Frank Martin didn't fight nobody to get Tank. Who Pitbull for? I bet you if you don't Google it, you cannot tell me off the top of your head who Pitbull fought before he got Tank. You cannot tell me off the top of your head who Lamar Roach fought before fighting Tank. You have to Google it. But you putting conditions on Shakur. He got to fight this guy before he could get Tank. So again, my brother, you see that energy that you give Shakur that you did not give to any of Tank Davis' opponents. You didn't say that about his other opponents. But Shakur, you giving him conditions. Meanwhile, you're saying Shakur got to fight Ryan, and Ryan don't want to fight Shakur. Have you seen Ryan calling out Shakur or saying, I'll fight Shakur? Because I promise you can look it up. And there's videos of Shakur saying he'll whoop Ryan's ass, let's make it happen. Ryan don't want to fight Shakur. How are you asking him to fight Ryan when Ryan don't want to fight him? Stop it, bro. The hate is crazy. Look, you're like, Shakur be ducking people. Who did Shakur duck? Oh my God. This guy said Shakur turned down Jadier Herrera and George Cordina. Yo, none of y'all niggas ever seen them dudes even fight. Y'all just seen them on BoxRec. Y'all don't even know them dudes. And you talking about Shakur turned them down. Those are names. Look how interesting it is. You say that he fight nobodies. Shakur beat guys who actually accomplished something. Oscar Valdez was an undefeated champion. Jamel Herring was a reigning champion. And you bringing up Herrera and Cordina, guys who never won shit? Guess what? If Shakur beat both of them back to back, Hashbacks and William Allen gonna be saying, yeah, but look, he beat bums. He beat nobodies. Because they're nobodies. They're nobodies. That's the funny thing. And look, William Allen, now you're proving that you're a Shakur hater. You're saying, Oscar, ha ha ha. A multi-division champion and a unified champion who was undefeated when Shakur faced him? Now it's ha ha ha? Come on, man. Love more Hinduism. Who the fuck is Jadiel? I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? Shakur beat actual reigning champions, and y'all bringing up people who never even fought for a title. William Allen really tried to say that Shakur ducked dudes who never really fought for a title. Come on, man. Come on, bro. De Los Santos will whoop both of them guys on the same night. Both of them guys, he'll whoop them on the same night. How you gonna bring them dudes up? Talking about Shakur duck. William Allen talking about, nah, Shakur be ducking, Shakur be ducking. Meanwhile, none of the big names want to fight him. Y'all on denial about Shakur, B. Like, y'all hate Shakur so much that y'all on denial about him. Teofimo don't want to fight him. Rollins don't want to fight him. Tank Davis don't want to fight him. Devin, that man dropped his titles and ran from the whole division when Shakur became his mandatory. The biggest duck move we've seen in recent history was that one. Everybody ducking Shakur. Everybody with a name ducking Shakur. And instead of y'all saying, yo, Tank should fight him. Oh, nah, he not a big enough star for Tank. And he not making the pay-per-views. And Tank is the big star. How y'all become Tank Davis manager, B? That's crazy. Hash Bass. Shakur is confusing his fans because he knows Teo is at 147. And now he's calling out Teo knowing that fight will never happen. Yo, that's crazy that you should say that. Because Shakur been calling out Teofimo since they was both at 135. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're saying that he's calling him because he's there. Meanwhile, he been calling him coach. The videos are on YouTube. The receipts are out there. Shakur been calling out Teo since they was both in the same division. What are you talking about? That's cap. That's one of those made up arguments because you don't like Shakur, my brother. Mr. Cayo, you're right, but Shakur did have a better option other than Padley. What better option he had other than Padley? When it was like literally like 4 days before the fight that this kid fell ill. What other options he had? Because that's another thing you got to understand, my brother. It's not like you could just pick anybody. Fighters don't be close to their fighting weight. A lot of guys be going up 10, 20 pounds. So you have to pick somebody who's right there within a few pounds who can make weight. This guy was a replacement within 3, 4 days. What other options he had? Half decent. Who would win in a fight, Muhammad Ali in his prime or Mike Tyson in his prime? My brother, you went way off topic, man. You went too far off topic. Too far off topic. We're talking about current active fighters, and you went far off, my guy. Mr. Kyle, Shakur beats Rolly, Ryan Till, and I believe Tank. Yo, Shakur beats all of them, bro. All of them. There's a reason why they don't want to fight him. There's a reason why. William Allen, Till is mid. That's the only superstar Shakur. Till is mid. Oh, my God. Yo, William Allen, you on some real casual boxing fan stuff, B. Like, when you say Teo is mid, that's real casual boxing stuff, bro. A mid guy beat Lomachenko. A mid guy moved up and beat Josh Taylor. Mid? Damn, bro. That's some real casual boxing fan stuff. Delete that comment so nobody ever know you said that, man. Like, what are we doing? Rounds, my peoples. It was easy work. I'm muted. My peoples, the sound messed up. Sound is up. Hold on. Can y'all hear me now, my peoples? Let me know if y'all can hear me. So check it. I'm gonna drop off of this live. Here we go. We back in the building. I'm gonna drop off of this live. I gotta go pick up my son. But I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. This conversation is not over. We still gonna keep arguing about this. This is not over, my peoples. So I'm gonna see y'all in a few. Salute to everybody who came through to show love. We got Love More Hinduism, William Allen, and everybody else. We're gonna be arguing about this in about an hour. So don't be running from me. I see y'all in a few, my peoples. One love. Y'all already know what it is, man. This is Boxer, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out of here, my people. See y'all in a few, man. Peace.